Citi, obviously, we're a big global brand with millions of customers around the world. We operate in hundreds of countries and cities, and that puts us in a pretty unique position to advance issues that matter. So as a brand, we've really doubled down in the last several years on purpose-related causes and issues that we want to stand behind. And important for business, because you can see that a high percentage of consumers will only do business with brands that stand for something other than making money. But you also see it from an employee engagement standpoint. Employees feel better when they work for a company that they can be part of an action that's driving something bigger in the world. And then when you think about attracting talent, we see now that most of the people that are coming in to get jobs ask what we stand for. They don't want to come to an organization that's not, doesn't have some purpose that's greater than just selling products and services. So I think it's good for business, it's good for engagement, it's good for attracting talent, and it's good for the world. I think when you ask the question of what brands should do, I think it should always be something that's authentic, something that you can sustain over time. It can't feel like why are they working on this? And you need to be committed from the top down in your organization. It can't be a hobby, and it can't be a moment, it has to be a movement.
So tell us sort of what you guys have been doing that you'd like to share.
We've done a lot. I think with the ANA, something that we're proud of is obviously we're a member of and a participant in See Her, and then this year, it feels like last year, on International Women's Day, we launched See Her, Hear Her, and that really was an extension of See Her, and it was focused on the music industry and gender equality in the music industry. So if you look at the music industry, less than 12% of musicians or artists are female. And then if you think about songwriters, it gets even lower, the amount that are women, and then through the line, people producing and executing music. So we wanted to do something about that. Citi has a very large presence in music. It's part of our brand DNA. And the ANA was super interested in how can we get something out there? Music is such an important part of storytelling. So we put it out into the world, and we made a commitment that we'll bring out 50 plus brands on for ANA and really be a partner in helping launch this big part of this movement. So we've done that, and since launching it, we have several musicians on board. We have Sheryl Crow, we have Maren Morris, who's a country singer, and we have Brittany Howard from the Alabama Shakes, and more to come, but we're doing mentoring, we're doing sponsorships and scholarships. We're doing quite a few things, and we've made a commitment to 50-50 representation in all of our advertising using women, either female songwriters or female artists is the bed of all of our advertising globally.
So tell us a little bit about advertising investment, and we're particularly interested in television, which is changing so quickly. I mean, cord cutters and new platforms and opportunities to reach consumers one-on-one through addressable TV. What's interesting to you in terms of TV investment?
People ask this all the time. Obviously, it's not dead. It's evolving, and that's something of note. I think the evolution of it is coming a little slower than some might have hoped it would. But for Citi, I know that TV remains a very important part of our omni-channel campaigns. It's really at the center of that. We still need that mass awareness. The piece where I don't think it's evolved quite enough is on the attribution side. I think all the attribution models are somewhat flawed. You have platforms that are kind of, for lack of a better term, grading their own homework. So I had hoped that some of that would be a little bit further along. I know there's been progress, like we can see exposure results now, we can see where people are turning off and at what point they're turning off, but it just hasn't come along as quickly as some of the other channels.
So what would you like to see?
Stronger attribution, or tools or tricks for brands like us that are trying to justify a significant amount of spend. And obviously we see it work differently in different cases. If we're talking about the brand, it's a little harder to equate the value. If we're talking about selling products and services, we can link it somewhat. It's just a little bit slower than we would hope. We sometimes see lag times of a few weeks before we can see the actual sales results. But I think, again, it's a tool. Every time we try to step away from it, we step right back into it. So I don't think that there's anything that gives us that mass level, that emotional appeal with sound and visuals, and lets us tell the stories we want to tell. So we're still there, still in it, and hoping that there are some more attribution models in the future that we can use.
Jennifer, finally, what would you tell a young person who's interested in marketing? Is marketing cool, or why should they come into the industry?
It's the best job ever. It's no, I really enjoy it. I mean, I think to be able to tell stories and bring brands to life and put consumers at the center of stories and make brands human, I think that's exciting. And I think the evolution of marketing is exciting. I mean, you just asked about it. The channels are changing every day. Consumers are harder and harder to keep their attention and attract them. Those are challenges, but it's also opportunity. So I think it's never going to get boring, that's for sure.